Hello again, I'm David Summers, and here's lesson 4 of Pros and Cons. Get your mind out of the clutter. My favorite of author George Orwell's 6 rules of writing is this. If it's possible to cut a word out, always cut it out. We tend to use extra words to emphasize our meaning, but the only thing word clutter emphasizes is our carelessness. After each sentence that you write, you should ask yourself, can I express this same thought using fewer words? Let's look at a few examples of what not to do. Our first example comes from a student of mine. She writes, throughout the novel, Huck is protective of Jim in order to help him escape slavery and gain his freedom. When Huck is contemplating whether or not to turn Jim in, he reflects back on the personal bond they formed during their journey down the Mississippi River. Okay, we covered helping verbs in lesson 2, so let's get those out of the way first. Now, in order to annoys me, because it can always be written as just to, but here we don't need it at all. We can cover escape slavery and gain his freedom with one word, escape. Whether or not can be shortened to whether, but let's get rid of it entirely. And how else can you reflect but back? Finally, personal bond is unnecessary. My students often write personal friend and personal opinion. What other kinds of friends and opinions are there? Here's the revised version. Throughout the novel, Huck protects Jim and helps him escape. When Huck contemplates turning Jim in, he reflects on the bond they formed during their journey down the Mississippi River. Much better. Our second example comes from former Vanderbilt freshman David Summers in his essay on Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Quick spoiler alert, towards the end of the play, Cesario reveals to the other characters that he is in fact a woman, disguised as a man. Here's David's take. One would expect that Cesario's dramatic disclosure would be a major breakthrough in his relationship with Orsino, and that Orsino would react with utter awe and astonishment. Considering everything that has happened during the course of their relationship, Orsino seems relatively unimpressed by Cesario's revelation. It's not good, I know. But I was young, and I needed the word count, so... Alright, let's see what we can do to help young David. First, major breakthrough is redundant. What other kind of breakthrough is there? Utter awe and astonishment? Just pick one. Stop writing during the course of. During means over the course of. And we'll get rid of relatively because we don't love adverbs. Here's the revised version 13 years later. We expect Cesario's dramatic disclosure to astonish Orsino and transform their relationship. Yet, Orsino seems unimpressed. 45 words down to 16, and none of the original meaning is lost. Instead of a third example, I've come up with a series of phrases that annoy me because they're wordy. Take a leadership role. Why can't you just lead anymore? For the reason that. Because. At the current time, at this point in time. Now. In the event that. If. Same exact. Uh-oh. We have a tweet. Do identical twins have the same exact DNA? Like, if one twin murders someone and leaves their DNA, can the other twin get blamed? I don't know the answer to these questions, but she could have just used same. Surrounded on all sides, how else can you be surrounded? End result? Result. Every single? Every is fine. Needless to say? Then don't say it. Finally, one of our president's favorites, until such time as. Until. Now, it's impossible to avoid word clutter in your first draft, and you don't have to. As Sean Connery says to his protege in Finding Forrester, you write your first draft with your heart, and you rewrite with your head. And rewriting with your head means making sure every word pulls its weight. Most drafts can be cut in half without losing any of the original meaning. Now, many of you mentioned that you pad your writing to satisfy minimum word counts. I can't tell you how much that annoys your teachers. My brother's a philosophy professor at the University of Houston, and he says that he'd kill for a well-written, concise essay that's a half a page under the minimum. Get your mind out of the clutter. Your teachers and readers will thank you for it. That's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Like and subscribe for more content.